Hello and welcome to another Momir. Our opponent won the die roll, so we will be on the draw. This will be the 6th recording of Momir. So far I think we're 3-2. Now with the new set coming out on Modo, you basically get a Terrace booster, which is worth a lot more. And that doesn't do anything, just a 1-2. It's worth a lot more to play Momir. Previously, when you played Momir, you got red trample. Yeah, that's fine. When you played Momir, you just got a standard an M14 booster, which is worth like maybe 2 ticks and a bit. Not really that great. And this guy just, yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah, you can attack with the 1-2. I wouldn't have blocked, by the way. But now with the Terrace booster, they're like almost 4 ticks because, yeah, it's a new set. Wow, that's pretty good. I mean, obviously it's not good enough, but it can ping something if he has something with 1 toughness that I want that. So, yeah. Obviously it's only one-time use. He skips his 4-drop. I'm not sure if that's correct. Some people say that making a extra 2-drop on your turn 3 is better, and then just skipping the 3-drop. We get a 2-2 here, which isn't really that great. If we attack with both of these, we can damage this, but let's see what he gets. He gets a 3-5. Yeah, big deal. We can basically double block, and then one of our creatures dies. We can also gain a lot of mountains. We get a 3-3 number of cards in your opponent's graveyard. Oh, that's pretty good. Whenever you cast a spell, and that doesn't do anything. So basically it keeps growing, right? Because with Momir you obviously want to, so it becomes a 4-4, a 5-5, a 6-6. That's pretty good. For 5 mana it will soon be a 6-6, I guess. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. So just a 4-4, just like our creature. So now he can't attack with this. He should have attacked first. Talk. I almost sound like a complete idiot. I probably do to most of you people. Anyway, so enters battlefield where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Draw cards equal to its power. Yeah, that's pretty broken. So now we get a 5-5 and we get extra lands. Pretty good. So yeah, let's see what his 7-drop is. Hope it's not something unbeatable. Yeah, just 3-3. Pretty trash. So he's not getting any decent cards, is he? Well, we just got an insane card. We also get some tokens. That's pretty nice. So yeah, we can just wait for this to become bigger. We can just go stronger late game because of this card. So we can just wait it out and see where this goes. At some point we have to start attack, but I don't think that's pretty good. Flying trample 9/9, and you can basically sacrifice a bunch of creatures every turn. And it has trample as well, so we gotta have something to deal with that, right? So what do we get? A Cognivore. Yeah, that's pretty useless, as it instantly dies. So here he just sacrifices like the 1-2. Obviously attacks me for 9. This is pretty good. I have no clue what I can get at 9 to deal with it. 7-6 obviously not a big deal, but I still can beat the 9/9. So let's make a 9-drop. I'm not sure yet if I will attack. I will see what I get from the 9-drop. We get a 9/9 as well. It doesn't have trample, but if we attack with this and this, he has to block here. He doesn't have to block this, he can block this with something. He can also... So we leave 3 Kid Kings and the 9/9 behind, and we attack with all the rest. What do we ping? We ping this, I think, or this. No, we ping this so we can block this, I guess. So here we attack with everything, obviously except the Kid King tokens, because we want those for blocking. And we ping the 4/4. So yeah, we'll see what comes out of this. I mean, he has to make the decision, but we have to go into aggressive. Hope he has to trade off some creatures to get this off the field, because basically this is our big issue so far. So he does block just to trade off some creatures from our side. Obviously we lose this as well, and we just do 7 damage to him, which isn't obviously isn't great, just doing 7 damage, seeing as he doesn't lose any creatures either. But I mean, there's not much we can do anyway, right? We have to start doing something. Sorry, just typing something to someone. So basically, that's lethal. Yeah, I think that's the only card he could have gotten that got lethal. Obviously, it wouldn't have mattered, seeing as I don't think I would have won with an attack. Obviously, I want to play first. I don't want a mulligan. So yeah, we have to get lucky somehow, or at least win 2 in a row here. That's not really getting lucky, right? So we get a 3/3 defender. That's pretty fine. It basically stops most of his 2 and 3 drops that he will get, if he does get something insane. So yeah, that's not really a big issue. So we skip our 3 drop and pass the turn back to him. We could also have made a 2 drop yet again and skip our 4 drop, but I don't think that's something you should do. I mean, I'm just theorizing here, and it's something someone else came up with, not me myself. Oh, that's pretty good. So it's a 10 turn clock, and I can block it anyway. So I probably don't want to play the islands. I just want to discard them because there's a bunch of creature with island walk. He has a stop on my upkeep in Momir. Really nice, dudes. Yep. So yeah, now with the previous Momir, where you got to pay out of the M14 booster, wasn't really worth it. You only got 0.7 tickets per match, and for a random format like Momir, I mean, is it really worth it? I sincerely doubt it. Seriously doubt it. But I mean, now I think I sold my very first one for 3.95 ticks, which is almost the exact price of a booster. So that's really great value. Even if it becomes like 3.6, it's still really good. Most of the time it becomes something like that eventually, but because you have to have 3 for drafting, yeah, that doesn't do anything. So yeah, if only that had flash, that might have been a decent card. But now 4 mana for 2/2 that taps everything. Well, what does that do, right? I mean, even in constructed, I'm talking about constructed, even draft. In some meta games it might have been good in a heavy control meta where they used to tap out a lot, but if it's not tap out control, and that's interesting. So yeah, I can block that. Um, so with a random format like Momir, um, it's like you win 50%, you lose 50%. It's mostly for entertainment, so you want some equal value out of your boosters. And 3.65 is pretty fine, and that's because it's the first one of an entire block. So if you draft online, you have to have 3 of those boosters. That's why bots usually buy them up at a pretty steep price. As soon as the second set comes out, and I'm not sure if how Wizards is gonna handle this with making a second big set, which is drafted alone, then the third one, as they have done with previous ones, or are going to do 2-1. Yeah, that's not going to do anything either, just a 3-3. We can't attack yet. We can obviously attack with that next turn. But if they do the same, the price is going to drop again, stuff like that. It's pretty annoying sometimes. That's also annoying, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, we still on a clock, but it's not a heavy clock. Not like the not like the 9-9 flying trample last game, which was a bit annoying. We get 4-5 that basically destroys anything that it touches, so that's pretty good. So we can basically trade 2 for 1, assuming he doesn't get an insane 6-drop, of course. And even if he gets an insane 6-drop, we can block by this, and then that creature dies. So yeah, it basically has death touch for non-wall creatures. I also checked for being able to do the constructed play by borrowing someone's deck. It doesn't seem like it's that possible, seeing as they use share cards. It used to be possible with that guy because it was just his account, but these days he shares cards with 4 other people. They all pooled money together, bought like everything they need for standard and modern for testing. So it's not that easy to just ask one of them, ask like, yeah, can I borrow some cards? Might be able to buy myself into that group, but even then it's already 5 people. So yeah, and I'm not really interested in building up an online card pool. And even if I ever want to get rid of it online, I'm gonna lose value. Um, I'm just gonna be stuck with tickets. I can't redeem those, stuff like that. So that's a really good card, by the way. I was just talking about it with the other guy that we talked about making the 2-drops about this card. He said like it's really good. Um, if it ever connects, it's pretty much GG. But yeah, I mean, it's not that great, but it is a 5-4 Trampler, of course. It does get blocked by this. He should attack here, of course. He can attack with this and attack with everything else. Block, 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 right? And then he just does 2 damage, loses 3 creatures, I lose 1. So that's not a profitable attack for him. Obviously, next turn he can attack with this as well. So then I have to block, 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 take 6, go down to 8, and be left with this. So yeah, seems that that is better then. I can also double block that. Sorry, man, this guy with his stops, he's playing really slow, and I have to have content to talk about, right? Which isn't that easy, as I have said before. Just talk about. Okay. Also went for a job interview today, which went really good. I used to work in IT consultancy. Obviously, I'm unemployed these days, seeing as I am recording all day. Well, not really all day, but a lot of the time, just to create content. Um, I used to develop in .NET, C# with ASP.NET. Obviously, if you have no knowledge of IT, that doesn't tell you anything. Then went to an international company, Delaware Consulting. They also work in America, China, so basically they're really big, but got tired of the job I had to do there. That's not good. It's just a 4/4. I mean, the other thing doesn't do anything. It does regenerate zombies, which I do not have. But it's a 4/4, so yeah. So yeah, that company was pretty decent, but not. But the job I had to do there wasn't something I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm unemployed now, and the job that I interviewed for now seems a lot more interesting, more wide, more varied. Something I do look for in a job. And it's not that I'm looking to do creating YouTube videos for a job. I assume a lot of people start this up and have that in mind. For me, just entertaining myself. It's pretty boring just sitting at home, of course, and most of the people you know do work. Some of them still go to school, of course, but I mean they're busy in the day, so I have to have something to do. And this is just a way to enjoy myself while also entertaining other people, and actually somehow forcing myself in doing this. And I actually find that talking over things is really good for yourself, because you have to explain why you do things, and while you are explaining things you automatically think about it. So it's a great way, even if you're um, not wanting to publish these kind of things, which I do understand. I myself find that I have a horrendous voice. It's not my native language, so it's not that easy to do. And I wasn't sure that people wouldn't just mock me, wouldn't like it, and I would understand. I mean, if I hear a German kid make a video of a let's play, and then he has a terrible accent, he makes a lot of mistakes, it's really annoying to listen to sometimes. So yeah, there are some things that hold me back for doing this, but I mean, there's no point in not uploading it, right? If you do not like the content, you can just not watch it, and if you do like it, they will watch it. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that you learn a lot by doing this. Not Momir, of course, but I mean, with cube drafting, you have to explain yourself, you have to say why you do things, and while you say that against an audience that isn't there, of course, but even if you just want to improve, you can do it for yourself. Just talk about it, do it out loud, not just in your mind, do it out loud, and just say to yourself what you're trying to accomplish with what you're doing. So it can be blocked if I control artifacts. I don't have artifacts yet, so that's fine. Obviously, attacks there again. The board is a bit bugged down, so I do want a flyer. This guy. He has a stop and everything. He probably is multi-queuing. So yeah. Why would you play Momir and multi-queue? I mean, Momir is just a fun format. So this is gonna be our mana base. Pretty stupid. So most people play a lot of mantas in their Momir mana base. Affinity for artifacts flying. So flying is really good, and it actually provides a faster clock than that called rogue. Affinity for artifacts obviously doesn't do anything, but as long as it is the artifact itself, Scrap Diver Serpent doesn't do anything either. And we can always double block this and just trade it for the Limdol here. Hope he doesn't get a really big creature here, or really good creature I should say. And he gets a 7/6 island walk. We obviously don't have islands, but it is a 7/6, which is a bit annoying. We have to attack with the 5/4. I think we create a token first to gain more information on what we want to do. If he attacks with everything, we can block that, we can let that through, and then we have these to block these 5, and then the extra creature, of course, so we'll see what that is. But I'm trying to figure out how I should block this. Probably trade this for this, these two on that, or these two on that, and this on that, and then this sacrifices itself for one of these two. I'm not sure yet. It depends. It really depends on what we get. But this guy has a stop on my upkeep, which he probably does for standard or constructed, or just in case it's needed. But at this point, you can take it off, right? I mean, just put it on when you need it again. But if you're multi-queuing, I think it's really unrespectful towards your opponent. I mean, I'm wasting time here, sitting here just because he doesn't have the patience for it, or he has to do multiple things. Obviously I also multi-table when I play poker, but that's for totally different reasons than this. And I'm not slowing anyone with it, I'm not being a nuisance to it, and it's not disrespectful. But this, I think, shows really disrespect towards your opponent, just because you're so slowing them down. Obviously, you have other things to do, and with that I mean, I don't mean it as an insult. I don't mean like I have other things to do, I have better things to do. I mean like I'm sitting here talking to you people, so I can amuse myself. I do have things to do. I do have a distraction. That's basically what I meant. So I got a 6/6. That's pretty good. So let's attack with the flyer. So I do have other things to do, which is fine. That's not an artifact, right? No. But if your opponent isn't recording or anything and he's just sitting there, he's fiddling with his thumbs while you do whatever the fuck you're doing, and then like he has to wait a minute, and a minute after you come back, and then the guy is suddenly there. You do one move and then you have to wait another entire minute. I mean, he can't even sit here for an entire turn before he goes back to his other match, or whatever he's doing. I assume he's multi-queuing. That's the only thing I can think of. Obviously, if he has some real life issue going on, most people actually type it and apologize, but this guy isn't, so I'm just telling him that the long pauses are getting really annoying. I'm not actually sure if it's allowed to multi-queue. I'm pretty sure it is, else they wouldn't make it possible. But I don't think it's allowed to just time waste against your opponent, to try to annoy your opponent, stuff like that. You can get reported for it, as I mentioned in the previous video. You can get banned for trying to force your opponent to run out of time, stuff like that. So he did turn up again, and he's making his 8 drop, which is a Convoke Vigilance 4/7, so not a big deal. He can obviously attack, but only with that, so we go down to 8. We make our own 8 drop here, and again we wait. Ho ho ho, I thought getting a sip of water, but I ran out of water. What else have I been doing today except going for a job interview? Not a lot. I went to play poker yesterday, a cash game, after I went to wall climb. And I won another 40 euros, so I think I haven't lost a single cash. I haven't lost money in a single cash game in the last 3 weeks, and I play around 3 to 4 times a week, so that's pretty good. I think with last week as well, and then this once I have around 300 euros profit. So it's a great secondary income if you're unemployed. Obviously, where I live, it's pretty illegal as well. So yeah, there's that. But I mean, it's amongst friends. It's always with the same people. It's always a great atmosphere. I mean, no one has any hard feelings towards each other, and you just play poker. I mean, and you talk about random stuff. I think yesterday we were talking about what the 3 necessary things were to start a fire. Apparently, I knew 2 of them. I knew it was a danger triangle or something, where you have to have oxygen. What does this do? That's pretty good. So that's next turn kill if he uh, doesn't attack for lethal. Or gets a flyer, of course. So yeah, it's oxygen, a source for the flames to feed on, and then the ignition temperature. And that's the one that I forgot, the last one. But knew it was 3. I just said heat, but it's basically just the ignition temperature because it's just a certain amount of heat. It's not just heat. So yeah, I got that wrong. And then someone said like, yeah, there's also a fourth element necessary. It's a catalysator. I'm like, no, catalysator just affects stuff. But I mean, that is stuff that we talk about during poker. So there are all people with a total different background, of course. One works for NATO in the military. One is still studying. That's pretty good, but it isn't gonna win you the game. So I think we're going to the third game. No, he actually conceded. I won one? No, I didn't, right? That's also, I think, he didn't want to play this anymore. It was taking too much of his time, and that he left us with the win. So obviously, I'm not dissatisfied with it. That I got this. Maybe a modern, a daily started up, and that's why he quit here. But anyway, we'll gladly take the win, and I'll see you for the next one.